This is what we are going to make in today's video. Let's clear the boilerplate first. Now let's add our cards first. So I'm going to use a container, a div with a class name container and 6 other divs. With class name card. I'm going to set it class to key to index. And we are done in our front end side. Let's just see how it's look. Currently it's looking like nothing. Let's just add some content in it. Let's just make it look like our demo version. Let's just add some width and height to our card. Let's add some color to it. Let's just add some spacing between them. Let's make it rounded. Now let's define some predefined colors. So I'm going to use these in our design. Let's just change our background color to card background. Let's just change our body background to this. Now it's looking better. To add this torch-like effect, we are going to use before and after pseudo element in our CSS, so we don't need to add some extra HTML in our structure. So let's create we are going to make it absolute, top 0, left 0. We are going to add some content in so it shows up. We are also going to set its background a radial gradient, which you have seen here is it's like similar to a circle. So let's just make it height of a 4 pixel circle at 100 pixel x, 100 pixel y. Let's add some color to it and make it transparent 40%. Currently it's not showing up, so let's just add a position relative here. Let's just add some height also, which shows up. Yeah, so now it's showing up. Now what we need to do is make it follow our mouse. To make it follow our mouse, what we can do is we can listen to our mouse position relative to our viewport and make this element move there. So this one. Here we are defining x and y position of our background radial gradient. So we can control this position of our background and shift it to at that position where we want it to be, like based on our mouse position. Now let's create the function to listen our mouse movements. So I'm going to create on mouse move. handle mouse move, and let's just console log this to see what we are getting. Whenever we are moving our mouse, we are getting this event. In this we are getting multiple values, but we need this one, client X and client Y. So let's just use this in our value. Like, so before use, first of all we need to pass this value to our card component. So for that we can use this. First of all, let's loop over our all the element of our card which we have. Like we have 6 elements, so I'm just creating a document dot get element by class of card. This will return us the all cards element, and I'm just looping it over. So now let's just add a property to it, style dot set property, and we can use a variable here, like variable with a name of mouse X, which is going to have a value of e dot client X pixel. And similar to this, let's just add a mouse Y. Now we can use this variable and this variable to set our before element, which we are doing it here manually. So let's just make it variable mouse X, variable mouse Y. Now let's just see the changes. You can see the changes here, but it's not showing up properly. So for that we need the position of each card, like position of X and Y, this one respective to each card. Like this is not going to be same for every card. So to do that we can use a function of const rectangle card dot get bounding client rectangle. Let's just print out this so we can see what it's returning. This one, we are getting a left and a top value and X and a Y. So in this one we are going to use this left and top value to subtract to our client value, like which we are getting here, client X and client Y. So then we will get a proper correct value. If you are not familiar with like how to get what are client X and client Y or page X and page Y, so just let me know. I will create a one detailed video on that also. So let's just get our const X and const Y, a new variable. We can do e dot client X minus rectangle dot left, and for Y is going to be this one, this. So this is called distance from top, so we are going to get e dot client Y minus rect dot top. So now this is returning us our correct X and Y position respective to each card. Previously we are getting our client X and client Y based on our mouse movement directly, but that will be not be correct respective to each card. So now we can just simply say X and here Y. Now this will solve our issue. So we can see this, it is solving our issue. So the first part is done. Let's just comment out this and this also. So the first part is already done. Now to move on to the next part, which is like highlighting a border, just simply add it in our using CSS or JavaScript. So to add this in our project, we need this. We are going to create another div which will contain all of our content. Currently, think of it this as our card. This is our card. This we are going to create another div inside this, which is going to contain all of our content. Like we can just move it to our mouse position, and we are going to make this div element opaque, so this element won't be visible underneath it. This will be only visible when this element will come near this pixel which we have exposed, like 2 or 3 pixels. So whenever we will move this will like think of it, our mouse coming as here, it will expose this much area of it, but we are going to clip it out. Like we are going to add an overflow hidden, so it won't be visible outside this. Like if our mouse cursor is here, so only this part of area will be visible, not all of it. So this is what we are going to do. We already have our mouse position, we already have our div element, so we are just going to create another div. We are going to call it card content. Let's just add. Now in our CSS, we can just simply add our pseudo element which we are going to show beneath our card content. Also, let's just simply add our card content also, make it like background color of red, insert 2 pixel. This is what we're going to add those 2 pixel which we are going to use as a border. Also, let make it position absolute, top 0, left 0. Let's just add a background similar to what we did with our before element. We are going to add 400 pixel circle, add variable -mouse x, variable -mouse y, and we are going to add this color, and we are also going to add a transparency of 40%. Now which we have sold. Now I have sold you. Now let's add a z index of 1, and let's add a z index of 2 here and a z index of 3 here. Let's just also make it flex, justify content center, align item center. Now let's also make it absolute, so it shows up like this. Let's just add a background color here so we can just clearly visualize. So currently it doesn't have a border radius, so let's just add a border radius here of inherit. So now it's being visible. So now let's just change our background color to card content color. So now you can see it much clearly. Now let's just change our background color here also. Currently you can see it's not highlighting our border because it doesn't have any height of it. So let's add some content to it so it shows up, and also a height and a width. So it's now you can see it's showing up. Now it also doesn't have a border radius at the moment, that's why it's showing up like this. So let's just add a border radius of inherit. Now you can see it's currently showing up, and now we have successfully completed it. Now just to recap what we have did here, we have created a div element. We are getting our mouse position relative to our card element. We have a content element in it, and we are showing a after and a before. This is our card div. This is our after, and this is our before, and this is our content. So what we are doing here is we are doing it like this, and on the mouse position we are moving the after element like this, so it shows up, and before element like this. We have set before element z index to 3, card content z index to 2, and after element to z index to 1. So this is happening the same here, like this is 3, this is 2, and this is 1, z index of 1 to 3. And that's all we did here. If you want to change the width, you can just control it here. Like if you want to make it 4 pixel, so it will look like this. So that was it for today's video, and please give me a subscribe also. This is my first video, so I'm going to improve from now on. And also this video is inspired by Hyperflex video. So if you want to get a quick recap of how things work, or you need some faster tutorial, you can watch his video also. And also thank you for watching.